Look, you don't have to do this. Whatever they're paying you, I'll double it. I'll triple it. You hear me? I'll pay you whatever you want.
You cannot bargain with it. You cannot reason with it because it is not a human being. It is a demon sent straight from hell.
You shut your face, old man! I'm going.
I've told your story. No one ever believed me. But you are real, aren't you?
Elusive Empires. The truth is they've been lying to you, and they despise you. See through the lies, realize. We move through these voided hells and caustic voodoo from colonialist spells. I'm lonely as ever in my mind from all that we felt from these dying confines of society's lies. All these mindless disciples and zombie hordes that are prying the life from children, and all they've suffered from killings as unjust as the milk of our sister, and tortured still are the feathers they ripped and plucked from ancient reptilian descendants, as peaceful as phoenix brethren, crushed into nothingness just for some eggs. How can anyone not get that this is a lot more than apocalypse? It's a mass extinction for all of us. We clash with idiots and insidious cons, as falsely Islamic and Christian as supremacist tidings of all that they brought us religiously. How can we mind this? We need to breathe in these devious demons and meet their release in the ethers, as beaming as they were always meant to be. We are all demented in a lot of senses. It's so complex I could not express it, yet beyond it we will all be vying on islands as immortal as prescience inside us. The lore that guides us to tomorrows of tidings that solve all the problems they tried to force us into, like awkward and horrid sins that are non-existent in essence. And so be it, they shall not exist again, and we will free ourselves in the process of subarctic drifts. Honestly spar with writs and mind cones so far beyond description. Timeless poems couldn't properly express what's inside me when lyrics and yantras of Gaia hit my eyes in polar oppositions. Inverted frosted knowledge like snow in arctic wisdom. My mind's been parched for centuries in this mindless and lost density. I time warp to systems that aren't what warlords think of. Caught from stardust that's caught up in me, but freed in awesome deliverance in forms of linguistics that reform the caustic prisons we're born and caught in, essentially. Talking awestruck calligraphy, 20th style lettering like Shinto mantras and NCs from temples as gorgeous as Ninti's offspring's divinities. Not could have guessed or remembered beyond those that walk as paramatmas in parallel walkways with hawk gazes, dropping audible tantra on crossfaders. Not could have guessed or remembered beyond those that walk as paramatmas in parallel walkways with hawk gazes, dropping audible tantra on crossfaders. We are the lot of ancients. We are a lot more than your changes are. Remember, we can't wait till 2050 to change things. It's instant. We are living the Venus Project in a mass extinction before this. This is the great transition, the great shift of the goddess. We are Sophionic and metagnostic. We are the apostles and lost disciples of Yeshua ben Miriam, and beyond this to Maria Magdalena and the lost grail of Christians. We are all of the tribes in alliance. We are all that you've been minding for. We are all that you've been dying for. regions and regions from Orion and beyond this. We are the timeless dawn of a formless alliance.
何を起こす？
何もおかしくないですよ。
勝負はおそらく抜刀術の打ち合い。剣則は互角でも人を殺めることを何とも思わぬ剣とそうでない剣とでは技の切れに明確な差が出る。
Raw tension and high voltage like electric centrals from Tesla. I know this, Tzigane Magic. We have sorrowful omens for you jesters. You man them are tragic. Cop 10 of your men, meet me at Tiananmen Square for the square off and that's it. Doibuchi, while I won the slice your ears off. That's my feedback for your weak raps if you need that. Now watch yourselves and your souls, yes. I flow so potent when you talk, you're ghosted before they chalk your bodies and you roast in hells. So much going on in the globe from frail men that are imposters. Know this, no goals and soulless rosters. Your soul food looks like toxic glop to me when you eat piles of chickens that are immortal, limitless phoenixes. Those are babies you cop for nutrition. I'd cop a Glock and off you quicker than poisonous bricks to waft you sense of me, reminding you that the awkward chemicals in your bodies make you all into false simians for the slaughter. The new world order is off quick. Change the game up and maim your famous presidents and knavish officers. We are like Resident Evil survivors, zombie hunters in the midst of whipping winds in an atomic winter. Walk the right direction in the middle of a frosty blizzard. Talk to Inuits if you want to survive this. We thrive in subarctic climates. Live as all hells when we walk in the nexus of caustic bardos. And your tall tales that couldn't resist the forms of encryptions we talk of. Flip the script quickly before you get tripped up. Tripping from liquid crystalline visions, you sick fucks are just eating bits of flesh from children for your twisted pleasures. We are Ital like Rastafarians and Gaelic tribes forgotten from ancient islands. Don't fail the test from Professor K or Kambata, or you'll miss your existence as often. You talk sick but not like phobia. We got this, we drop your rosters while you drop shit and get popped. Yes, horrorcore omens, Glock tips to your sorry domes, or sword heads that'll chop you all dead. But it's all just statistics and gory edits. Hide the bodies, not a problem honestly. I've got a lot of insects in my lodge and backyard and beyond it, in the dark wilderness and the montañas. I live in the middle of nowhere, so I don't just flow sick, I go the whole length. And when you die here, there's no witnesses. Why fear me? Because a soul sentence could leave you high and dry in lower bardos in a torpor tearful. Your corpses and jeers, we compost them. Walk with eerie shamanesses while you're rotting in beers. And we're talking calmly and cheering on the forces that cleared you. Om Krim Kalikaya Namaha, don't talk near me.
never forget who you are, how you came to be. You are Ozunu. This is the truth of your lives. And it will remain true after death. Do not fail yourself.
You're at Tzigane. Bring the noise. Sing with poise. We are Tziganes, black magicians, like back in African times when they mastered wisdom with masterless minds. Dogon ages to Mohenjo-Daro rastas that float on pages and taught you mystic philosophies. We are parapsychological prodigies, beyond omega level Kardashev scale polyglots and polymaths. What we wrought in stories is so far from what you thought in gory songs. We are the resonance of Agori gongs in Varanasi, Tibetan temple vultures mulching your sorry flesh into scores of blessings. We are the condors of the Andes, transmuting your entranced stupors into tantric stupas. From Nepal to beyond this, Om Nehamaya Namaha, 33rd Supreme Bodhisattva, this Kali Yuga, Dali Sutra since before I was born. I am like malic acid and apple cider wine. I cure your dastardly and sorrowful kind. Haphazardous and horrid times we exist in, yet we persist in the midst of you half-assedly, bastardly masses and boring liars. Master the meta-mathematical sophionic mantras we talk of. It's actually tragically clashing with the impossible. Magical lavish apostles of the goddess and oracles watch us and bless us with mandalas and yantras and fractal visions that fracture your prisons. We're back at it again, yes. We foster a lot more than kids, but the academies are across the atlas. It's all beginning, new world order is collapsing. It's Venus Project now for all of our kindred. It's Venus Project now for all of our kindred.
Them here. Let's see how it's looking. Not bad.
Hey boss, this just came for you.
What is it?
A letter.
So open it, dumbass. What? What is it?
Looks like sand. Yep. Sand. Black sand.
You know what this is? Ah, you want to let us in on the joke?
Years ago, I watched a man open an envelope like that one. There were many with him. And they laughed as you laugh now. But then it came from the shadows. And their laughter was drowned in blood.
What came out of the shadows?
I cannot say the word.
What word?
That night, one of their blades struck here. I should have died but for an accident of birth. My heart is here, on the other side.
The fuck is that?
Looks like a ninja, boss.
Ninja?
Aztek Warriors from a past life. I am an Usher Kalkin from India. Ask why. Spitting Nahuatl and Sanskrit and glossolalia forms of answers. Our codexes are beyond your banters and tantrums. Me and toxic phobia versus the industry. You drop dead like flies or Mothman prophecy cancers upon your frosted bodies. You see the flames on our swords? Nah, don't approach them too close or you'll roast like put Holokia. You got this. Who's the Joker? We own your Gotham cities. You vampiric Batmen are just food from our swatters. You talk shit, we watch you get got by SWAT teams. You flossing and balling imposters. Do not dream of better tomorrows when we're on watch. Yes, South Africa's the most ancient cradle of civilization, the most amazing and Afro-futuristic omens and pages. The ghosts inside us will ghost you proper. Are you born again? Let me show you Aki. Amazing grace when we flow and slaughter you with radiant blades. Go off to your cradles and play on, you knavish players. We'll irradiate you with toxins and poisons later. My cold training alone would make you shiver in lonely plains subarctic with ghost riders and lonely kin in a soulfully haunted metropolis. Try being in the top 10 to cops and agents on top of that. Now drop some science and watch yourselves. Or cop some iron and Glocks and get God in hells. We are the prescience and intuition you've been often lying about and missing. I highly doubt that your missions and rhymes are like ours are. Our bars scar you and scare you to death in odd bardos. Replay this and get scared of yourselves in awful sorrows. Cough and twitch from the hashish spliffs and ganja. We smoke about as much or more than the Marleys did. Now try flipping poisonous bricks and flipping centaurs in a lodge in the midst of frostbitten winds. Don't pop off a toxic and meal, talk to your kin and offer apologies for all of your deaths. And offer apologies for all of your deaths. Now what have you got left? No careers, it's all over. Switch professions. Talk shit again and see who gets got quicker.
Are you kidding me? That's the word you're afraid to say? Ninja? Ninja, ninja, ninja. Yeah, you old fuck. Yeah, you had me going. Ninja. That's some good shit. Good job.
Uhuru's voodoo. Do you and let's see who scores who. Druidic warrior, Gaelic runes on my face since I was born. I am a Wiccan, Sufi wizard, whirling dervish with truth intrinsic. Sangha keeping seeker and protector of the wrathful assembly. Seek guardian as a Santmat mystic and practitioner. Law-defying anarcho-communist avenger that would have tortured Mao and Hitler. A white panther extremist, leftist, offing bigots. Life's answers are often within you like a dreaming Vishnu. As Neela watches this cosmic dance with Leela and gardens entrancing. With Guanyin of the Noche, my bars are dancing like people in bars entranced under hypnotic spells from top 10 artists, not from any diaspora. I wish I could ward you all more from their sordid horrors and from what's to come, like this zombie apocalypse apocalypse and genocide. The residents are evil like their presidents, that are denser in their lack of consciousness than anyone. Tens of lives traded for millions, and wars that should have been called an apocalypse, like Catholic priests watching kids that are innocent and pure like Tirthankaras. People praying at the Vatican, switching up their jobs, not even trying to stop this shit. Clap them up like super compressors in a garbage dump. Repurpose the bodies in a vat of acid after the gas chambers are opened back to torture Zionists that know the fact that Israel is hypocrisy in the flesh. Netanyahu and Khomeini are one and the same, like Ceausescu in Romania and Mussolini in Italy. Pol Pot and the Red Khmer in Cambodia, or the Rhodesians in Rwanda, plotting to hide Holocausted bodies everywhere. I grew up with lost tribes of the rainbow, lost children of Babylon and archangels. I am of darkness, like enlightenment is just a spark, ageless. Phoenix offspring in dark cages, suffering a lot more than you thought it. Crazy like suffocating them to death in scorching heat, or throwing babies in high-speed grinders for eggs at breakfast. You thought they were free-range and happy hens. Is there a happy ending? I don't think you're grasping this is a mass extinction. I'm at the end laughing and dissing all you hapless, belligerent, mass devilish and demonic, nonsensical, idiotic, sorry excuses for macho men. Crying while I'm bipolar as I clash with them. Crash and sink while I actually drink a 40 of Jagger and that's medicine. Flip machetes faster than anyone. Slash through their hordes in hell with magnetic mesmer properties of chakras, severing and offing all the dead and rotten corpses of their mentally awkward lords, trying to figure out how they lost the war between good and evil. They never stood a fucking chance. Evil should never exist, you rotten fucks. I'm hood like ghettos in Italy, back in the days when gypsies were murdered for even living in proximity of churches. We should have burnt them down with all you hypocrites and despicable lecherous murderers. We should have burnt them down with all you hypocrites and despicable lecherous murderers. Have you heard of me? You get what you deserve, I promise this. This is an onyx gem.